a positive attitude because, as I always was taught and as I have always said, your attitude determines your altitude. And so today I'm going to make this message short, simple, and sweet. And I want to remind you that people are attracted to you for one reason or another. And being attracted to someone can come from many different types of perspectives. But the perspective that I want you to think about today is, what is your spirit delivering to other people? So, on my Facebook page, I mentioned that if you have been married more than twice, excuse me, if you have been divorced more than twice, then you can't give me no marriage advice. I'm going to repeat that. If you have been divorced more than twice, excuse me, Lord have mercy, the sun in my eyes. If you have been divorced more than twice, then you can't give me no marriage advice. And I stand strong, I stand firm on that. And the reason being is because when you are around people, so I'm gonna look at it from this perspective, that's failure. Okay? It's failure in God's eyes, and it should be failure in man's eyes as well. But when you fail God, not that he don't bless you again, because he will, and he might bless you with a third wife, but it comes a time where you sit back, you reflect, and you say, was it me? You know, a lot of times people like to blame other people for situations that happen in their life, when literally that's unfair, because just as much as it was the other person's fault, it could be your fault too. And so I still stand firm on, if you've been divorced more than twice, you can't give me no marriage advice. So I might be breathing hard because I'm walking up hills. Anywho, so I have been married for 29 years, and I am going to be straight 100 in every way, as I always am. Marriage ain't easy. These people out here that's lying to you, talking about it's a bed of roses, that, I mean, I just hear so many different things. Now, granted, this is the best life I've ever had, but I've been with my husband since I was 26. So, actually longer than that. We got married when we were 26. We've been together 30 years. So, why am I going to take some advice from somebody that's been divorced twice? I mean, literally, think about that. If they've been divorced twice, they couldn't get it right. You know, someone mentioned on the Facebook page that, they can kind of help you identify signs that you should look for in marriage, or in a significant other, that will give you warning signs. Come on now. The warning sign is they've been divorced twice. So how they gonna give you some advice? Listen to me, help me here, work with me. They've been divorced twice. How they gonna give you some advice on how to stay married? It just make sense, y'all. It don't make no sense at all. And so this other gentleman came on, and one thing that I don't do is argue with people on social media. Reason being is because, one, you can't argue with stupid, and number two, if people sitting up here ain't got that much time to argue with you about a point you made on your page, and you are entitled to your opinion and all of that. I know y'all probably can't see me because the sun gleaming on all this melon, but people are arguing with you in that perspective, telling you that you should trust people who've been, divorced and things of that nature. Y'all, come on. With all this AI, with all this, lies and filtration that comes throughout the internet, don't be duped and fooled, because see, that's what the enemy wants to happen. God says, thou shalt love, man shall love his wife like he loves the church. Okay? And so I gave provision. I said, if you have been divorced twice, so I gave you provision for that one, because, out of reality, life happens, mistakes happen. Everybody ain't meant to be together, you know. But when you know God and you go to God with your requests, he will bless you with your needs and your desires. And so for you to not assume that God is going to be a part, if God ain't in the relationship, then more than likely it ain't going to be right. Now, I'm not an expert or anything of that nature. I'm just telling you, on 29 years of being married to the same person, my baby daddy, okay? I got 2 kids by one man and been married to him for 29 years. We ain't had no kids until we got married. Marriage is a choice. Life is a choice. And in that choice, you get to make decisions. And in this decision, if you've been divorced twice, why am I take advice from somebody that couldn't get it right? So it could have been one reason or another. I didn't say married because, life happens. But divorce, what kind of advice can you give somebody to stay married? Except to know that marriage ain't for you. And if it is, maybe you haven't gotten to the point where you've outgrown the mediocrity of people telling you how to be married and what you should do. That's one first thing that I always remind people when I'm doing some relationship coaching is keep people out of your damn business. That's real talk. If people are in your business, who y'all just heal, they gonna have judgment. Because somebody probably judge me now. Why is she breathing so hard? Because I'm out here doing something to take care of me, keeping my health in check. But anywho, people gonna judge you. And why would you want people judging you for who God made you to be? And when you have people in your relationship, that's what they do. They judge you, they got an opinion, and that opinion most of the time ain't warranted by nothing but probably what they read on social media, who they didn't talk to, and what they seen growing up. So I advise people to always communicate with God first and foremost in that marriage. And if you feel like you married the wrong person, go to God. Because see, God gives us all provision through his provision. And that's choice. Your choices have consequences. And if you happen to get entangled with someone who is not for you, God will show you through actions. So I still stand on it, and I stand firm, I stand hard that marriage, been divorced twice, I don't want no advice from you, because you